Good morning, everyone. Today we are talking about wintergreen. So I don't forget to tell you, wintergreen for me has not ever been, it has never bothered me, and I've used it a lot. But it is a possibly hot oil. So be aware of that. And you may want to dilute it if you're using it on, if you're using it topically, then you might need to dilute it. But I didn't want to, I put an extra note at the top of my page so I wouldn't forget to tell you about it. So the wintergreen plant are grown in the mountainous regions of Nepal. And this is the same area. It's probably been 6 years ago because it was right before I started using doTERRA that there was a huge earthquake in a really remote region of Nepal. Well, that's where the wintergreen is grown. And this is one of the cool helping hands stories, I think. Well, all of the healing hands stories are cool, but this one I really like because doTERRA went in and helped rebuild the schools and rebuild the homes and build them in a way that is more earthquake resistant than the homes that they had been, because this was a pretty sizable earthquake. I don't remember the magnitude, but it's a pretty sizable earthquake, and just everything was devastated. And I'm sure you can imagine that the really remote regions of Nepal are not economic hotspots. And so doTERRA went in and helped people rebuild their lives. And the women climb up the mountain because they're the village, and then the wintergreen grows a lot higher. And they have these, I've seen pictures, and they have these huge packs on their back that I'm sure I couldn't carry. And they hike up and harvest, and then the wintergreen, and then carry it down the mountain. And so let's see there. So this is what the wintergreen plant looks like. And it takes 5 pounds of leaves to produce one 15 milliliter bottle of wintergreen. So the wintergreen plant is a shrub, and it is rich green in color and contains a prominent central vein. So it's steam distilled from the leaves. Part of the qualities that we get from the oils are consistent with the characteristics of the plant. If the plant is going to grow high up in the remote regions of Nepal, it is pretty sturdy and pretty good at surviving harsh conditions. So it can help us with those same things. One of the things about wintergreen is it contains a unique chemical component called methyl salicylate. And this chemical contains strong soothing properties and naturally occurs only in 2 plants worldwide, and that's birch and wintergreen. I'm going to send you a link to a video about healing hands and how they helped. The methyl salicylate has been copied synthetically, but the synthetic version of it is toxic. Mm-hmm. So wintergreen is, you really want to, if you're going to do anything with wintergreen, you need to be using doTERRA's wintergreen because it is safe and it's a positive thing. So with the handouts I'm going to send, then there will be 2 different links that I hope that you will watch. So the Native Americans used wintergreen medicinally. They chewed the leaves whenever they had a fever, infection, or pain. The leaves were also used as a poultice to apply to swollen muscles, joints, to relieve pain and inflammation. So it kind of has a reputation anciently of being a pain relief, pain remedy. It's got lots of therapeutic benefits. I'm just trying to think. doTERRA's wintergreen is not approved for internal usage. So don't go and chew on a whole bunch of wintergreen oil. If you find the leaves, you might want to be careful with that too, but the Native Americans did that. Okay, so emotionally, wintergreen is the oil of surrender. It can assist strong-willed individuals in letting go of the need to know and the need to be right. Does anybody have a need to be right? I have been known to have that. I'm working on it and I'm better in that. But I have some sons who definitely have a need to be right. Wintergreen imbues the soul with this strength and teaches how to let go and be free of the negativity and pain we sometimes hold on to. It reminds individuals that they do not have to do life on their own. Wintergreen teaches that one can turn their hardships over to that power greater than themselves, so they do not have to carry the burden of life all alone. So the negative emotions that it can combat is controlling, the need to be controlling and in control of everything, willful, the needing to be right, burden, excessive self-reliance. There are lots of situations in life where we do need to be able to depend on ourselves and take care of ourselves. But it's also really important to remember that there are others that love and care about us and that we can let other people help us. And that's an important thing to remember. The positive properties are surrender, relying on divine grace, non-attachment, teachable, and strengthened. And being able to, to let other people help us. And maybe surrendering our need to control so that we can also be of service and help to other people. So the top properties are, it is analgesic, anti-inflammatory, anti-rheumatic, antiseptic, antispasmodic, disinfectant, diuretic, stimulant for your bones, and it's warming. So it most likely helps improve your circulation. So some of the primary benefits of it are the pain relief. I think quite a few of you have heard this before, but I've got arthritis. Well, I've got arthritis in my hands, lots of places, but I've got arthritis in this joint right here. And a friend who's an orthopedic specialist was checking it out when it first started bothering me. And he says, yeah, once you get to be your age, then lots of times women have that start to happen. And I'm thinking, great, thank you very much. But yes, I do feel old. And the thing that it prevents me doing is grasping things. I can still gratefully play the piano and things, but when I'm trying to do little tiny things with my hand, then it can really hurt. And it has been to the point where sometimes I would just be in tears. And for me, as an example of that, different people have different body chemistries and everything. Deep Blue is one of the oils that is suggested to help with arthritis. Deep Blue doesn't really help my hand, but I can put 1 drop of wintergreen on my hand and I can be in tears, and within 5 minutes, it's not bothering me at all. And so I use wintergreen a lot when my hand is acting up, and it has been really, really, really helpful. If you apply it topically, and it will produce a warming effect, which it has never gotten hot to me, not even, the really warm, but it has a warming action that can reduce the pain felt in underlying tissues, such as sore muscles. It's useful in alleviating muscle cramps, head tensions, severe debilitating head tensions, bone pain, and other similar conditions. Some studies have been performed that if you use it in combination with peppermint, they are even more potent as an analgesic because they magnify the effects of each other. So if your pain isn't going away, try combining it with peppermint and seeing about that. It also is an anti-inflammatory, so it will ease inflammation and swelling, which I think is another reason that it's helpful on my hand. The methyl salicylate will help relieve inflammatory conditions. So anytime you've got swollen joints, tissues, superficial inflammation, you can, it will help with the inflammation. Also, if you inhale it, if you just smell it out of the bottle or are diffusing it, it will support the immune system to fight internal inflammatory conditions. So that's something to remember. When you have skin eruptions and different kinds of skin irritations that are caused from unwanted guests, then wintergreen can help with that. It is an antibacterial, so you can use it, you can add it to your facial cleanser or toner, and it will have skin clearing benefits. It can just be used a lot of ways. It will help tone the hair roots, so you can add it to your shampoo, or you can just put a couple of drops and massage in. It can help relieve the itching if you've got dandruff and are struggling with that. Just be careful, you do not want to get it in your eyes. It can be helpful with, because it will produce a warming sensation, it can help alleviate cramping and bloating seen in certain digestive disorders. It can, because it is antibacterial and anti-inflammatory, it can help your body combat unwanted guests, and it can ease conditions that you get when you have unwanted guests in your body. So it is helpful with that if you're starting to just not feel very good, and lots of times I just call it the creeping crud, then it can help you with that. It will help soothe chronic nerve pain. So lots of times it's great alternative to pain medications, which again for me is a very beneficial thing, because I can't take Tylenol or Advil, and so or any of the other in that category of pain. So I love it with my hand and with different things. So that's something to remember. It has the ability to aid your respiratory capacity and help you fight fatigue. So it is a great oil to use in conjunction with your workout sessions. With its emotional aspects of letting go and surrendering control, it is great to help you release stress and tension. It can, the taste and smell of it can help reduce cravings and signify feeling full, so you're not feeling like you need to eat more. So diffuse it for that. It can be when you have your shoulder is not moving very well, then you can apply it, and it will help. It will help with the pain and inflammation and help give you your mobility back to your shoulder. And it is great to mask unpleasant odors. I have got 3 pages worth of recipes that I'm going to send you. That there's a muscle rub for aches and cramps, natural menthol chest rub, antiseptic antifungal home spray, pain away period blend, acne clearing facial toner, pain away head tension formula, and our handout like this. So Wintergreen is a great oil. I have gone through multiple bottles of it, a lot because of my hand, that it makes a really big difference on that. So the next one we want to talk about is rosemary. Rosemary is actually a member of the mint family. And this is what a rosemary plant looks like. Isn't that gorgeous? It's a highly aromatic shrub that is most widely known for its traditional dishes like potatoes, stuffing, lamb, turkey, chicken, and more. Ancient people like the Egyptians, Romans, Hebrews, and Greeks considered rosemary to be sacred, and it was often used by healers in these early cultures. It's native to Mediterranean areas, and the oil is steam distilled from the leaves. It's considered sacred, and it's one of the most powerful herbs and essential oils on the planet. It has a woody, evergreen-like scent, and it was used in folk medicine for thousands of years. At one point, it is said that it was used as a wedding love charm, and when it was worn by brides and grooms in the Middle Ages, so that they could have a long, happy marriage. In places like Australia and Europe, rosemary is viewed as a sign of honor and remembrance when used as funerals. So it is the oil. Oh, there was one other thing I was going to tell you. We're talking in general. Its name is derived from the Latin, and it means dew of the sea. I thought that was just an interesting little tidbit. It is the oil of knowledge and transition. So rosemary assists in the development of true knowledge and true intellect. It teaches that one can be instructed from a far greater space of understanding than the human mind. Rosemary assists individuals who struggle with learning disabilities. It brings expansion to the mind, supporting individuals in receiving new information and new experiences. It also aids in times of transition and change. When a person is having a difficult time adjusting to a new house, new school, or relationship, this oil can assist. Rosemary invites individuals to trust in a higher, more intelligent power than themselves. It supports them in feeling confident and assured during times of great change in understanding or perspective. You can add it, a single drop, to your hands and rub it together and, inhale. To do it, you can diffuse it. You can use it in a lot of ways. Rosemary can be used aromatically, topically, and internally. So the negative emotions are if you're feeling confused, brain fog, difficulty adjusting or transitioning, limited perspective. Sometimes we get caught in our own world and we can see things one way, and yet there's a whole lot of different ways to view things. I lots of times get stuck in one, just in one viewpoint. And when I get stuck there, it's usually not a good thing. So I have a sister that I can call or a friend that I can call and say, okay, I need a different way to look at this. So please tell me a different way to look at this. And lots of times that can get me out of my, boxed in square and give me more perspective. And when I remember to use rosemary when I'm stuck in a time like that, then that helps me. Also, difficulty learning. If you are struggling to learn something, rosemary would be a good thing to use. If you've got children or grandchildren who struggle with learning, diffuse rosemary when they're doing their studying. And I'm glad I'm saying this because I am right now trying to perfect a piece to play in my piano recital, and I'm having difficulty learning it. So I'm going to diffuse rosemary by my piano today. So the positive properties are mental clarity, knowledgeable, teachable, enlightened, open to new experiences, and ability to adjust. The top properties are that it is an analgesic, antibacterial, anticatarrhal, antifungal, anti-infectious, anti-inflammatory, antioxidant. It will thin mucus. It improves your brain function and can act as a stimulant. There. We'll go back to seeing me. I'm not sure that you want to see me, but hi. Okay, so the primary benefits of rosemary are it supports healthy digestion, it supports healthy respiratory function, it helps reduce nervous tension and fatigue, it improves your memory and focus. So far, I mean, I think all of those are something that I need right now and need most of the time. It relieves muscles, aches, and pains. It's popular in many skin and hair care products. It boosts nerve growth factor, and it supports the healing of neurological tissue. It is great to help reduce stress and fatigue and tension. You can diffuse it to do that or apply topically. It can help with digestion, rub topically on the bottom of your feet or on your stomach. You can apply it to your hands and then inhale, and it will help relax your nerves. You can apply it under your nose or across your forehead or diffuse it to increase your memory and focus. If you are struggling with mental, adrenal, and chronic fatigue, diffuse or apply under your nose with basil or peppermint. If you're having liver and kidney issues, you can apply to the bottoms of your feet or take it in a capsule. You can apply it under your nose or back of your neck to help with jet lag. So when we are back to where we can travel and fly, remember, have rosemary with you. It can help when you have extreme vaginal discomfort. Be sure that you dilute it. If you are going to put it in any sensitive area, on any sensitive skin, you want to dilute it. Rosemary has an antioxidant ORAC value of 3,300 due to the chemical carnosol. And that has been shown, the carnosol has been shown to be effective in when cells are mutating and growing out of control, then the carnosol is effective with helping that. If I'm remembering right, and I didn't write it in my notes, so I don't have it, but if I'm remembering right, most herbs and oils that have carnosol in it, the level is down around 100, and rosemary is 3,300. So according to researchers, carnosol acts like a military sniper who only takes out his enemy target and doesn't damage neighboring cells. So that's something to, kind of help. It encourages hair growth. Rosemary is one of the oils that I add a whole bunch of to my shampoo because it will help prevent baldness. It will help with encourage hair regrowth. So it is really good for that. It is great for helping detox your liver and gallbladder. And it also lowers your cortisol, and cortisol is what when we're stressed, our cortisol level goes really high. So here again with the rosemary, there's a couple of other things I wanted to tell you. You can take and apply under your nose put it on your feet or adrenal area to support circumstances associated with a drop in blood pressure, adrenal fatigue, or jet lag, such as dizziness, lightheadedness, or feeling like passing out. You can apply to prostate reflex points on ankles, bottoms of feet, and tube shampoo for men to promote hair growth, discourage nighttime urination, and support the prostate and DHT levels already in normal range. You can apply under your nose or diffuse to calm addictive thoughts, overcome feelings of despondency, and support healthy and sustained levels of dopamine. So those were a couple of extra added things that I wanted to do. The handout that I've got, like, I think I got the rosemary recipes onto 2 pages. So there are some great recipes that I'm going to send you. An anti-wrinkle blend. I probably need to start using that. One of these times I'm going to actually try it and there's a recipe here for rosemary lemon hummus. I haven't ever made hummus from scratch, but one of these days I'm going to try it. There's a recipe for herbal shampoo, dry shampoo, homemade rosemary mint shampoo, and a mental clarity roller blend that has lemon, rosemary, cypress, and peppermint in it, and then a whole bunch of diffuser blends. So thank you so much for joining me today.